Two strangers meet at the airport. Hi, I'm Jamie. Hey, I'm Dylan. What brought them together is a little thing called LinkedIn. It connects people with the same professional interests. And yet, without knowing it, these two professionals will be the reason the hookup culture changes forever. Because what you thought the hookup was, I get nothing out of it except for, a little physical pleasure, is actually a secret new strategy to get the love you always wanted. I know! Because what else could happen when an emotionally damaged girly and an emotionally unavailable fella decide to, just have fun? Friends with Benefits was released in 2011, the 6-month period in which the great media decided it was time to level up the dating scene. Okay, and we got not one, but 2 movies on the pipeline from, just hooking up to soulmates. Yes, biz, if you thought the meet cute, the chase, the struggles, a bet gone wrong were the only ways to live happily ever after, in 2011, it was time to add F your way into it. So let's get into this very unhinged recap of Friends with Benefits. Dylan is working at the office. Ideas, pew, pew. When suddenly, ring, ring. Shoot, it's his girlfriend. Never a good sign. He did it again. He is yet again late for something she told him is important to her. Babe, the movie starts in 10 minutes. Where are you? Well, unless he suddenly grows some spider web or shoots up in the air like Homelander and hopefully try not to end anyone on the way, Dylan most definitely will be late. Babe, I'm right there. I think I see you. That outfit, you look so hot in it. Hope before honesty is Dylan's motto. Jamie already knows he is full of it and is now just trying to butter her up. Well, my sir, this time the butter stays in the package. Dylan finally rushes up to his girl, who is not the happiest, may I say, nor does she look like Jamie. Oh my God, it's Emma Stone. What? Yes, biz, this is how it be done in 2011. Plot twist from the get-go. Jamie and Dylan are strangers, 2 people living on complete opposite sides of the world. One is in LA and the other one is in New York. Hey! Does world beyond US even exist? And they are both in a little bit of a pickle. They're getting dumped. Ooh. It's not you. It's me. I don't like you anymore. I just feel like we should chill for a while, Chill. Jamie is confused. Is he breaking up with her? He said she was his soulmate. What? When did he say that? Well, when they were... Well, exactly. This is what he is talking about. He says it one time when it doesn't even count because he was in his feels and she's all like, we'll be together forever. Like, girl, you need to calm down. On the other side of the world, Dylan is trying to make Emma at least a little bit more sympathetic, okay? He just got caught up at work and that's serious stuff, okay? It's not like her trying to get to a freaking concert and now when he's late, she's all like, baby, bye. See what I did there? Emma gets it. It can sound a bit insensitive. Work is work. So she'll break it down a bit better. You suck. You prioritize work over your girlfriend and you are emotionally unavailable. Now, 180 on the other side of the world, Jamie, she is getting served her own evaluation. According to her now ex, she is more interested in the romantic story than she is in the actual person. She's emotionally damaged and her eyes, a little weird, okay? The size ain't sizing. And just like that, both Jamie and Dylan, 2 strangers on opposite sides of the world, get served the worst words of a breakup. Let's stay friends. Now, do both Dylan and Jamie feel some type of way? Yes, they do. We all do. Honestly, being friends with an ex is a flex I do not strive for, okay? There is not enough goodness in me. So what do you do when you feel played, tossed aside, betrayed? We look up to our role models. And when Jamie and Dylan look up at the celebrities guiding their lives, they see one person who does it right. George Clooney. I'll just effing work. I'll just shut down emotionally. Yeah, George Clooney didn't have the best reputation in the 2000s, huh? For Jamie, it's simple, okay? She is done believing the movies and the fairy tales of true love. And Dylan, well, he is done with the whole relationship timeline, okay? It always starts fun and games, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, everything is wrong and I am not available enough. And honestly, at this point, both of them have more important things to focus on, okay? Bringing food to the table. And Jamie, you better work, girl, okay? Living a privileged life was not in your cards. Dylan was born with a house on the beach and is already extremely successful at his work, which, total coincidence. Right now, though, Jamie is risking her reputation as a successful talent hunter. She is running late to pick up her latest acquisition from the airport. She been working him for the last 6 months, and it is time to lock it in. Mama needs to pay the rent. Now, Jamie, despite a little time management fiasco and needing to change her clothes in the cab while making sure the driver is occupied with other buildings and not her buildings. Where am I going with this? She is a capable businesswoman, and you know what that means. She is also a little quirky, unfortunate girly who just gets herself into the darnest things. Like, 1 second, she is trying to snitch a welcoming sign from someone else at the airport, writing her talent's name with the lipstick on. And the next, she is barefoot running on the luggage track, giving out luggages to other people when she was just trying to find the sign that flew away. But what's that? Rihanna? Jay-Z? I mean, that would be some piping tea. No, it is Justin Timberlake. Dylan. And he is walking to the baggage claim when he sees a girlie running up and down, helping people with their luggage. It's actually kind of heartwarming. Women, deep down, are still just caring people. It's that motherly instinct. Now, I myself, if I was standing there waiting for my luggage and see a random person jumping up and down, moving suitcases, security. But guess what? Biz? Dylan sees a paper with his name on the floor, and just as he is about to grab it, another person is also picking it up. It is George Clooney. No, it wasn't. It was Jamie, the girl he just saw risking her freedom to help other people. I guess she's an activist. Yes, biz. Jamie's newfound talent for the position of the art director of the GQ magazine is no other than a white boy with a beach house. I'm being mean. That's it, I'm being mean. And so, with a mix of LinkedIn, talent, and clumsiness, we get the perfect meet cute. A moment of destiny taking over. An emotionally damaged woman and an emotionally unavailable man lock eyes with one another. Never seen that one coming. Jamie is ready to go. She picks up his bags and Dylan a bit confused. Wait, little one. She's gonna carry his bags? She's that girl? Dylan, you have it all wrong. Jamie is not just that girl. I'm gonna change your life. I'm that girl. Now remember, Jamie is on a mission. She needs to get Dylan to accept the job so she can get her cha-ching. And well, this New Yorker knows exactly how to butter up the hotshot from LA. That's why she booked a hybrid, okay? She figured he's into that shit. Ooh, preserving the planet, eating grass and drinking grass. She can eat the dog. Wait, that was not okay. Dylan, though, not so convinced about the job. sure, it is a huge career opportunity. Also, he's been letting Jamie whisper sweet numbers for the last 6 months, and he made a trip across the world to have the interview. But he also knows you need to play a little hard to get, okay? Don't look too desperate. They can sniff it. Jamie, she senses there's something deeper than just, I'm not sure, I don't like New York. I mean, she a woman. We know stuff. And honestly, Dylan agrees. This LA simple genius guy is scared of the big opportunity. What if he F's it up and then the magazine collapses? Because, he didn't choose the right image for the article on the cargo pants. People are vile. Like, choose the wrong color and they'll accuse you of messing with the genders. I don't want to be the guy who shits the bed with it. Don't worry, Dylan, we have Amber for that, okay? If you really don't have anything better to do with your life than judge people you know nothing about. Jamie, though, not having it. She looks Dylan straight into his eyes. Then don't be the person who shits the bed. Make the bed legendary. Dylan finally finishes his interview, and it was not a short one. But what's more surprising is once he walks out, there she still is. Hey, how did it go? Dylan is surprised. Jamie has been waiting all this time while he was being interviewed. It's called a job, Dylan. Not everyone just has a house on the beach and can drink matcha tea. Jeez. The interview went great. So great, in fact, that Jamie already has an offer for him. And, Dylan is a little bit confused. Like, wait, I was just in there like 5 minutes ago and they already want to shower me with money to work for them? Is this what people call privilege? I like it. Jamie, you peasant, what else can you do for me? But Biss, despite the perfect opportunity to grow his career, being scouted, being offered a nice package, Dylan still feels some type of way. It's a huge move. He is not sure he likes the, New York folk. There's no morning sea breeze that wakes him up gently into a new day. No, Dylan is not entitled. He just knows his worth. He is starting from the I have a beach house baseline, okay? It's not his fault he was born for more. A little understanding for his aspirations would be appreciated. Seeing how difficult it is for Dylan to accept making 6 figures, Jamie knows exactly what she needs to do. Freaking overtime. Run around New York and show him the quirky fun side he's been missing out on. Like a true dream girl of any man who is lost. She brings the light. Look, you can cross the street on the red light. Look, you can get hot dogs in the middle of the night. You can be also a little dangerous. Lay down on the ground so you can roll under garage doors and sneak into a place. You can lay on the ground once again and look at the beautiful stars. Honestly, laying down in spit is that true corporate extra mile. And also, you can join a dancing mob on Times Square. Will that work, Dylan? Will I finally do enough to convince you I am a professional and do my work well, even though I have boobies? Dylan is looking at this silly lady who started this whole day by jumping on the luggage tracks, waited for him for hours to finish his interview, took him on a tour trying to convince him to accept the damn opportunity, the promotion, so she can also get paid after all the work. And you know what? He is in good spirits today. Very well, my lady, I will do this for you. You see, she is that girl. Poor Bisses be working hard. Though what probably sealed the deal was all the times Jamie made Dylan feel just a little bit more special. When she took him to her favorite place, which is, of course, on the top of the building they sneaked into. Many recruits have come along, and you kept it professional, but every now and then, that special one passes by and you go the extra mile. Or maybe this is Jamie's tactic. Make him feel he has access to something special. Last time she did this, there were other 3 recruits from the past just chilling in her favorite place. So, she learned to go late at night. And it actually wouldn't be surprising. Jamie does have a tactic or two when it comes to closing the deal. But this time, something told her she should be honest about it. I like you. She can sniff the beachfront porch. There are, in fact, 3 closing options she usually does. And this time, he can choose which one to go with. We have the flattery close. Dylan, you are amazing at what you do. Then there's the take it or leave it close. Man, I don't care if you take it or not. I'm still getting my paycheck. And the kicker, the sympathy close. You see, my kidneys. Dylan is amused. Jamie is so funny, but there's something that makes him feel just a little ickish, Why do women think the only way to get a man to do what they want is to manipulate him? And Jamie feels like she's been smacked across the face. He just called her out like that. Like he didn't recognize how he's making her work triple just so she could get paid her end of the deal. But her finding a way to close the deal, Jamie got broken up with by a man who told her she was his soulmate and then said, I didn't mean it, you manifestation wacko. And now she's got another man who asked her, why do women manipulate men? A man who got dumped for always prioritizing work, lying about being late, and being emotionally unavailable, according to his ex. Like this. Who in that writing room skipped their morning journaling? Huh? John, be honest. Jamie, though, is good-hearted. And she helps Dylan understand women a little bit better. The reason we revert to manipulation, and for movie's sake, apparently women do this, it's simply because of history, experience, romantic movies. And yes, Jamie, I fully agree. Many romantic movies effed us up. All, men and women. But sweetie, this one, not much better. It's time for Dylan to move to New York. And biz, does he move? The size of the penthouse in the Big Apple. I'm telling you, he started at the beach house. The only way is up with the right view so he can really appreciate how far he has come. Though, being a pretty rich boy from LA does come with its sets of unfortunate pickles. Gay jokes. From the taxi driver, welcome to New York, go get a D in your ass, to his freaking colleagues at work. Yo man, after work we can go out and I'll show you some New York cock. It's okay, I'm gay myself, so it's all good. People have issues. But there is also light. You know how Dylan was a little bit unsure about his qualifications regarding the new position? Well. He just came up with an amazing new campaign. And guess what? It was inspired by no other than Jamie. Oh yeah, you know that little mob dance she showed him in the middle of Times Square? Your boy figured out he can do a little pee-pee poopy puppy and make it a part of the new logo for GQ. Not only is his starting position better than Jamie's, makes 10 times more than she does, lives in a place 5 times her studio, all because she scouted him for the position, but he also gets inspiration from her to really nail it at this new position. That's what separates kings from peasants. They know how to leverage their privilege and your ideas. Darn it, I think I did it again. I went a little bit too much in my biases and in my feels and so on. Like Jamie does actually get something from helping a man make millions. Friendship. And no, this is not me being sarcastic. Do you even know how important it is to have connections with people who are higher than you? Like if you make sure you give enough and work hard for them and show them you are valuable, if you even become a friend, a familiar face in an unknown place, one day they just might give you a promotion. And even if they don't, even if they move on with their lives and leave you behind, at least you can say you wiped a millionaire's ass. Not many get that chance. I'm feeling sassy today, okay, sue me. One thing leads to another, aka Dylan invites Jamie for lunch. She thinks he wants to date and that's not professional, which makes Dylan freaks out and promises that he didn't mean a date, just a lunch. She's the only person he knows there, which now makes Jamie feel a little bit sad, like, you don't like me that way, which makes Dylan freak out again. He didn't mean to be rude, but gotcha. Jamie is cool. She was just playing him. Jamie is also the type who is most definitely better than Dylan's ex, who according to him is cray-cray. Loves John Mayer. And she wants to stay friends with Dylan, which, Jamie heard that one before. And thinks that Dylan is emotionally unavailable, which again, crazy. These exes be on something, okay? What? You're emotionally unavailable? Oh my God, I'm emotionally damaged. I know, I get it. The pick-me in us sometimes just takes over and we cannot resist. One step at a time. We can get there. Oh, no, wait. She picks up Dylan's phone when his ex is calling again. Hello, you've reached Dylan. He is emotionally unavailable. Beep, 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 beep. I guess Jamie is not ready to heal just yet. And just like that, their friendship starts to flourish. She introduces him to her friends, brings him in. They watch movies together and drink beer. She draws things on his face when he passes out at the party. He returns the favor. And honestly, everything is working. Even though they are two hot single people getting along very, very well, it's fine because none of them wants a relationship. So they're good. Right? Right? It's another evening and the two are watching a romance movie. Now, they're supposed to be on the same page. Romance sucks. Relationships suck. And while Dylan is rolling his eyes at all the cliches, Jamie is emotional watching a man fight for his woman, for his love. I wish my life was like the movies. First of all, she would never have to worry about how she looks. Her hair would always just look amazing. And when she would be at her lowest point, a guy would run down the street for her and they'd just kiss. And yes, okay, it's a cliche, but at the same time, to her, the idea of a carriage and a horse riding together in the sunset with your one true love is a dream. Dylan is looking at her like, woman, you are whack. Now, this next part I want to quote because I don't really know how I'm supposed to make sense about this exchange. Okay, so maybe you will help me. Jamie, why don't they ever make a movie about what happens after the big kiss? Dylan, they do. It's called porn. Jamie smiles. Jamie, God, I miss Kex. Yeah, going from I want a guy to fight for me to, I just want to F is a train of thought only a man could write, a woman would have, right? And yes, Men Alone did write this movie in case you had any doubts. And it doesn't stop there. According to Dylan, it's actually women's fault that there is no such thing as pure kex, with no complications. Because it's the women who, after, they just want to hold tight and tell me you love me. Jamie is looking at Dylan like, oh, okay, like men are any different? Like, what about, coming in 3 seconds? Women F it up because they want more than just kex, and men F it up because they don't last long enough. So, something ain't clicking, girl. Jamie, sweetheart, they did you wrong there, okay? I know you smarter than that. But then again, Jamie wants true love, but then she also wants to just F with no complications, which is typical for women, right? Confusing. What do you mean? Also, hearing that Jamie thinks men only do it for themselves makes Dylan a little bit shooked. Like, what? Who have you been with? Yes, Dylan, we know you perfect. A beer or two down the throat and a little bend because Jamie needs to pick something up from the floor and ding, 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 ding. We should do it. Jamie is confused. what do you mean, Dylan, we should do it? This is coming like a total surprise to me. Like, we don't like each other like that. Well, duh, dum-dum, that's the whole point. There will be no complications because they don't like each other like that. And sure, when it comes to the whole, we need to be attracted to one another. I mean, if Jamie thinks about it, she could find a thing or two about Dylan that could turn her on. And well, Dylan could also, especially those big, beautiful eyes she has. What's that? Your eyes are too big. Jamie smiles. She didn't expect that. Honestly, she didn't even expect that he would find her attractive in the first place. Sure, once he got to know her, she knows she has a good personality, an awesome personality. But when it comes just to the physical, it's Mila Kunis. It's Mila Kunis. And Biz, that's not all that Dylan likes about Jamie. Her breasts are also quite intriguing. Now, Mila is shook it even more. She always thought her boobies are a little smallish. I mean, she is lucky she met a guy like Dylan to tell her that, right? To tell her that, you know what, you're not that bad. He is rich, successful, good-looking, confident. Oh yeah, Dylan has no doubts about Jamie finding him attractive, right? There is no, oh my God, but I feel like, I don't know, my hair is too curly. Of course, no issues with confidence, while she just cannot look herself in the mirror. Then again, there is something there in the history that created these differences in self-worth between men and women. Ooh, just saying. Now, before they get it on, Jamie, the girl who wants true love, looks at Dylan straight into his eyes. You swear you don't want anything more from me than just keks? Like, girl, wasn't that your whole problem from the get-go? That man didn't fully commit to the relationship and just said things to get you to bed. Like this, the cognitive dissonance is doing overtime. You know what? This time, I'm gonna decide that keks is all there is. Take that, suckers. Dylan swears. And honestly, it's the ladies who usually make the whole thing more than it is. And yes, this is actually a look into how a man gets what he wants because a woman is too afraid to stand up for what she actually wants. It's a deal. They're gonna be friends with benefits. And when it comes to their mixing of the dough, keks, it actually means biscuit. So mixing the dough, I'm smart like that. It is so refreshing to be able to just be yourself and not worry about what will the other person think about how you look, how you move, what you like, or how fast you sneeze. But after the first crazy hookup between two people who constantly flirt with one another, but they don't like each other like that, it'd be a little bit awkward. The alcohol wears down. The clickers start clicking again, and well, it was a mistake. They should never do it again. It will just ruin the friendship they have. Like, sure, it's not the first time for Jamie to have a one-night stand. It's not like that's something new to her. Dylan is a little less familiar. Really? Of course, he is an emotionally unavailable guy who is not able to commit, aka not able to have one-night stands. This is all new for him. But overall, both of them agree. They know that thinking the two of them could just have sex and not jeopardize the friendship was just stupid, okay? I mean, Jamie knows she acts all tough and talks all tough, but really, it's just a front to protect yourself from your own vulnerability. And Jamie is a little bit like, wait, what? He's finishing her sentences now? First of all, do you even know the awkwardness this creates when two people meet and then there's this vibe and you maybe think there is something more? Yeah, when I'm alone, I usually like to journal about how no one ever understands you and you feel alone. No, I like to write about how your relationship with your father impacted your relationships with men. Nails. I like to do my nails when I'm alone. And second, cringe. Like, we can think for ourselves and, form sentences. I know, this world is crazy. He also knows that when she curses, she blinks. Oh my God, Dylan actually knows her? That's the thing when you're friends, right? They're just friends. They don't like each other like that. But also, that's actually really romantic and Jamie should appreciate it. Dylan and Jamie both agreed that they value their friendship much more. So they decide to do it again and again and again. They also learn about each other. Being on top, for example, is not something Jamie enjoys that much. And honestly, it does make Dylan feel a little bit emasculated. So switch it up. Perfect match. Again, written by a man. For a man. We also have another gem. Because Dylan is just a friend, Jamie can easily threaten him to stop shaving down there unless he shaves his spiky beard. To which I say, Jamie, you don't have to shave if you don't want to. Having her like your child might be a little weird. And of course, they also continue to hang out as friends, as they always did. I mean, one might say that they are in a relationship. Blasphemy! Relationships come with problems, and clearly there are none between the two of them. So calm down. Hi, sweetheart. Oh my God, it is Jamie's mom, and she just walked in on her daughter having sex with a man. Now, if this was a relationship, I would say Dylan is meeting the parents. Things getting serious. But it isn't, okay? Both Jamie and Dylan are freaking out. The mother just walked in on them. But it's cool, because the mother doesn't mind. She a cool, hip mom. Spoiler, Jamie is actually a daughter of a woman who doesn't know how to be an adult and is totally fine with her daughter just being a cax piece. Slam away. And doesn't know who is Jamie's father. Mom, last time you said he was Greek. Which... this little visit from her mama who just shows up when she needs something is making Jamie think a little bit. Especially when her mom is all like, oh my God, friends with Kex? I always thought you were more the true love kind of girly. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The F does Jamie want to end up like her mother? That's it. It's time to start dating again and put all this hooking up with Dylan behind. And you know what? Dylan agrees. It's a good decision. And honestly, look at them. We actually managed to stay friends. Yeah, no complications. Now, I have a question, especially if you've been with me for, a video or two. How do you think the dating will go for Jamie and how for Dylan? Of course, after the I'm totally fine with it while still secretly staring with jealousy and hoping it won't work, who is usually the one who suffers and the one who is doing just fine? While Dylan is struggling with dating a woman who is, sane, every girl is just a little bit loco, Jamie meets someone special. A doctor who is fun, they share things, and honestly, this could lead to something. Jamie needs to be honest. She doesn't want to lead him on. She has a rule. A rule? Yeah, I don't sleep with someone until 5 dates. She heard it from a movie and just thought to give it a go. And Biss, the doctor, is still in it. Despite this revelation, they are still dating. And Jamie is falling for him. The thing is, she did an oopsie. You see, when he asked her how come a girl like her is still single, she gave the honest answer. Well, I'm damaged. I cannot believe there is a Prince Charming out there for me. It's another evening spent together. They're at her place, and it is their 5th date. And you know what that means? Should we go to the bedroom? No, here's fine. No, she didn't. Oh my God, when she started hooking up with Dylan, she said she prefers doing it in the bedroom because the light is better and she doesn't care or need to worry about him seeing how she looks like. But now with the new guy, she wants to do it on the couch with lights off? No. What could that mean? Jamie, are you trying to tell us something? Is he not the right guy? The morning comes, and while the new guy is still in his la la land, Jamie gets up and sneaks out to answer the phone. It's her bestie, Dylan. She tells him all about the 5th date, and as she goes and grabs some coffee for her new lover boy, what the? The lover boy is sneaking out of her building. Hey, I just went to grab us some coffee. Yeah, I have a thing. A thing? The sneak out, huh? How incredibly cliche of you. I don't think I can be your Prince Charming. What? that's all he took from the two of them dating? Her saying she believed in Prince Charming? You know what? F you. So there you have it. A successful doctor who seemed to be totally fine and they got along is also an immature prick who just wanted to sleep with Jamie. And sure, that's, can be a reality. You meet shitheads and you survive it. But in this case, it's just kind of like, basically a setup for Jamie to get hurt again the second she goes on a date because the right guy has to be Dylan. I mean, at this point, I have to be the problem. Dylan is looking at his bestie and she is not the problem. She is great at keks and she is a great person. The problem was she gave the guy a 5-day challenge and when he won, he dipped. Simple as that. So next time, do not be giving men challenges. Put out immediately and see where it goes. Talking about good men though, Dylan has a little gift for Jamie. You know that street artist they were talking about? Oh well, he made him paint something for Jamie. He knows she's in that girly shit, so here, a painting of a Prince Charming on a horse with the @F-tail. Like fairytale. Oh my god, that's so sweet. Though she will need some cha-ching for the cab to get that thing home because, she poor and he be rich. Oh my god, is that a hint for him being her Prince Charming? He helps her with her problem. Then again, he created the problem, but still. But you know what? Enough of talking about douchey men. The 4th of July weekend is coming, and while Dylan is going back to LA to visit his family, Jamie is looking forward for some one-on-one time with her mama, which honestly she doubted would even happen. But when her mom kept on planning all these things to do, Jamie became excited. A little mother and daughter bonding. But looky look, totally shocking and unexpected, genuinely out of the blue. No one ever saw it coming. Her mother ditched and Dylan, feeling sorry for Jamie, will take her to his place in LA. Jamie appreciates the offer, but done and done. I just bought you a ticket with my miles. You are coming with May. Oh my god, Prince Charming's ride is a white horse. Dylan bought ticket for Jamie and planes are usually white. I see what you're doing there. Now the problem is, Jamie be a New Yorker and going to LA, will she really like it? Oh my god, your place is amazing. Bis, it's a beach house. That changes things, okay? Now you know how it is. Meeting the fam, you also might get to know a little bit more about the child of the fam. And boy, oh boy, does Dylan's sister have tea on Dylan. This one, intimacy issues. Okay, maybe the tea is cold. There is no need for Jamie to be all like, we are just friends. The boy would never bring a girlfriend home. He's special like that. And should journal about what happened. Too much privilege maybe, huh? AA, that can be a thing. It's like people who struggle to get it together as an adult because they had too perfect of a childhood, and it didn't toughen them up. But there is a real deep struggle Dylan has. It's his dad. His dad, no, he wasn't a strict parent. No, he also wasn't abusive or absent. He has Alzheimer's. And Dylan, seeing his dad in the house, walking around without pants on and forgetting he sold his boat, not a good look, okay? Now, I haven't experienced a parent with Alzheimer's or dementia or any of those horrible diseases, right? And I clearly don't understand the struggle. I can also understand that there could be shame attached when you feel embarrassed by how your parents act when they don't really have control over it, and that's all fine. But this being the first thing where they're trying to make us feel for Dylan or get to know him a little better is just, okay, he is ashamed of his parents' illness. Okay then, but that's not even all. Apparently, Dylan, with all success he has, not so good at math. 8 plus 7? Wait, For sure, it's more than 10, right? So I guess there is some hot tea. Yeah, in the second part of the movie, Dylan is basically presented as a total dum-dum, from the confident guy in New York who is just slaying at everything to a 16-year-old boy. I don't want to jump. It's too high. Mommy. But then, after writing the whole first half all about Jamie's struggle, they had to balance it out a little bit. They were like, wait, if we are making a different kind of rom-com, then we need to maybe stop making just the woman look bad or like have struggles. Wait, this one is the tricky one, right? But Bis, listen to this. Dylan might seem to have it all together, right? Great career, cha-ching, the looks, the confidence. You don't even know it. When he was a kid, not only did he have braids, it was a phase, he also stuttered. Oh my God, his childhood was rough. Neglect for mom, not even knowing the, race of your father versus braids and stuttering. I think it's pretty close. Hey. Men can't take too much suffering. That's a woman's thing, okay? So relax. Also, as a little deeper layer, it's so interesting how when we see Jamie struggling with her appearances and so on, it's something that is happening to her now as an adult. Compared to Dylan, oh my God, he also struggled, but all of that was in the past, he overcame it. When it comes to their parents, right, Jamie's mom being neglectful is just quirky, hip, cool mom, right? It's kind of a comedy. But when it comes to Dylan's dad, he has a serious illness, right? And that's like a serious struggle, which makes you think, right? Is this again a certain way of how men are presented versus how women are presented? Dylan, he's a really special guy. Bis, I know you be Dylan's sisters, but what do you mean he's a really special guy? The man is not able to commit and is embarrassed of his dad's illness. But okay, maybe he is special, right? So special, in fact, that when it's time to go to bed and Jamie does a little neck stretch, he knows exactly what that means. Bam! He remembered. They're both single. She did the neck thingy and voila! Let's get it on, bestie! Jamie is confused. She meant it when she said she is done doing that. She was just stretching her neck. And no, Dylan might think that her being dumped and getting it on with him would help her forget the douche, but that's not how she works. That's not what she needs. She needs emotional support. Dylan, I just need you to be my friend right now. Now, Dylan, he knows how to do this type of math. So before it was keks without emotions and now it's emotions without keks. Fine. He listened to her while she works him. Wink, wink. It was a joke. He out. Have a good night, bestie. It seems like Jamie really needs to spell it out to this man. Dylan, stay and be my friend. We can still hang out, In fact, Jamie has a little surprise. They can just listen to some music. And what does she put on? It's the music he listened to in his braids phase. What? Dylan never listened to those guys. Yo, listen to me drop a beat. And just like that, one drink leads to being goofy, jumping on the bed, passing out, waking up, continuing to bust a move until the vibes get a bit more calm. So, you never brought a girl here before? Jamie, girl, are you trying to get that? You special hit again? Girl, snap out of it. You've been told left and right that he is not able to commit. Look, douches be douches, but sometimes it's good to be aware of your own patterns. Dylan, though, he is not gonna fall for the whole, oh my God, you're so afraid of the commitment. Like she is any better. When her mom walked in on them, she couldn't be fast enough to kick him out. Well, yeah, that's because her mother is notorious to, try to hook up with her friends, I guess. Oh yeah, she did put her phone number in my phone under MILF. Ha 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 ha. As they are sitting on the bed, exhausted from all the jumping on the bed, because that's what adult people do. Or maybe they do. I get dizzy after the third jump, so. Jamie notices Dylan is looking at her some type of way. What is it? Nothing. I'm just happy I met you. And Jamie goes in for a kiss. Dylan is a bit surprised. He thought she said, shh. She knows what she said. Okay, so what's the agreement? Oopsie. And they get it on. Though this time, it's different. This time, it's not just about directing each other on what to do or, peeing in front of her right before they do it. This is different. This is making love. The morning comes. Jamie finally understands the smell of privilege when the morning breeze wakes her up. But Dylan is acting a little off. I mean, she just tried to wipe some food from his mouth at breakfast and he's all like, which honestly, I kind of agree with Dylan. Like, what's wrong with saying, hey, you got something here, huh? And then if they can't get it, then you're like, can I? Later in the day, they have dinner with the family and we find out an even deeper reason why Dylan is afraid of commitment. His parents got divorced and it's been 10 years since their mother left. And now his dad losing himself when he was always the rock for Dylan, it's clear that Dylan is struggling with abandonment. Again, Jamie not knowing her dad is for jokes. Is he Persian? Is he Russian? Is he Greek? But Dylan's parents getting a divorce, that's serious stuff. The next day, they go for a little hike. It's just about the Hollywood sign, and you know what that means? Well, Jamie needs to break the law, because she's fun like that, and make them both sit on one of the letters. And this takes them a little deep. I mean, Jamie is surprised how many things she didn't know about Dylan and his family. How his dad has Alzheimer's, how his parents got divorced, the mom left. I don't want to be pitied. I can handle anything but that look in people's eyes. What? Huh? Like, didn't this whole friends with benefits thing start because you were such good friends and so cool and honest with each other, didn't have to hide anything? So I guess also the friendship from Dylan's side is a little emotionally unavailable. You see, that's the thing, right? They give us Jamie, who is an open book, struggles, and is a genuine friend. And then they give us Dylan, who is shown to be her perfect match, and they go so well together. But then, surprise, Jamie actually didn't know anything about him so far. But wait, somehow he is still a catch. I mean, beach house in LA, penthouse in New York. I can see how for some that means something. Now, the more Jamie is asking about the dad and, tries to tell him that he shouldn't be embarrassed by the situation, I mean, he is still his dad, the less patience Dylan has. Can we just stop talking about it? Like, Jamie knows something is wrong. I mean, yes. So far, they never talked about anything deeper than, how stupid his ex is. Is this about what happened last night? You mean Kex? That doesn't mean anything. You know that. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. Right. Wee. Oh my God, it is the police in a helicopter because, Biz, they were not supposed to sit on the Hollywood sign to disrespect the ultimate source that commands the world like that. Jamie jumps down and Dylan, well, according to his calculations, this be a little high, okay? I can't do it. Dylan, my man, I wouldn't also. Honestly, I wouldn't climb in the first place. Because I think ahead, okay? It's like when you go or when you decide to go with the car somewhere, you first need to think about where are you gonna park. Dylan, at the end of the day, has to be rescued, and he is not happy about the whole situation. It even brought back his stutter. Because apparently, that's a problem. He's back at home, and this man just cannot get a break. You see, now his sister is all like, so, how is it going with Jamie? I saw you sneak out of her room. Oh my God, Jamie is just a friend who he occasionally has sex with, okay? He would never be with her. Dylan, she's not for me. I don't like her like that. No, wait. She doesn't want a boyfriend. She's too effed up. Dylan, she's emotionally damaged. Dylan! Not even a Magnum PI could figure out what's happening in that head of hers. Jamie heard it all. I tried. She was actually hiding in a magician's let's cut you in half box. And you know how it is when you hear someone talking about you. you hide even more so you can really listen. Oh, don't pretend you wouldn't do it. Bis, we all have a wish of being a fly for a day so we can, go on the wall and listen to others. What? It's normal. That's it. Jamie packs her bags and she is out. Days are passing, and while Dylan is trying to reach Jamie, she is just ghosting him. But luckily, he has an intel, she did show him her favorite place in the big city. Why are you avoiding me, Jamie? Well, Dylan, I don't know if you heard, but I am seriously effed up. Not even a Magnum PI could solve the shit going up in my head. Yeah, I heard you. Dylan apologizes. He was just trying to get his sister off his back. She was going all like, you like each other. Yeah, me too, Dylan. I thought we were friends. But friends do not go behind their back and talk shit about each other. But sometimes we do, okay? It's called inappropriate venting. Now, if Jamie does a little math this time, it is clear her and Dylan were never friends. Well, I think that was clear when you found out, nothing about the man, but, go on. All you wanted is to get into my pants. The first chance he got at his dad's place to get back at friends with benefits thing is exactly what he did. Yeah, Jamie, that was like your whole arrangement from the get-go? Dylan is confused. Like, what do you mean, Jamie? You're the one who kissed me and went for it. Yeah, and then you snuck out of the room. Now he is even more shook it. Wait, you're mad at me because I didn't cuddle? Isn't that why we started this whole thing? You wanted this. He has a point. Oh, really, Dylan? I wanted this? Just me? He is exactly like every other guy, and she actually thought that he is different. Different from who? I'm not your boyfriend, I'm your friend. Well, with friends like you, who needs friends? Yeah, I'm confused because unfortunately he has a point. Now, was it the whole setup from the get-go a red alarm? Clearly it was. Also the fact that, a woman wanting love, that's the problem. But a man being emotionally unavailable, that's how we should all do, right? Just not do complications things and that's it. It's very simple. If you're someone who feels you're emotionally damaged and the solution is let me just F around, that's called coping, right? When a guy who is emotionally unavailable or has issues to commit and he decides to just F around, that is basically doing what he wants to do. So you see how the two are different. Jamie is done with Dylan. And also, thank you for ruining my special place, asshole. Yeah, it is difficult to understand Jamie and root for her. You show that place. But also, it makes total sense. She was written by a man and, she needs to be a little loco. Now, another problem Jamie has is that another company is trying to get their hands on Dylan because, he a genius. And when she doesn't have a relationship with him anymore, she walked away, they try to directly recruit the source, which would screw up her paycheck. And Dylan, well, he don't care. We're not friends anymore, remember? And also, I'll pay you however much you need for that bonus. I sneeze and make that money. Pathetic. He doesn't say the last part, but I felt like it. You see, Dylan be a little pissed at Jamie because, he only wanted her for keks, right? That's why she was his best friend. That's why he opened up to her. That's why when the keks stopped, he still invited her to LA for the weekend. And dun, introduce you to my family. That's exactly how he said it. Don't worry, he'll send her a check if he accepts the job. Don't bother. And she walks out. Yup. So Jamie was upset that Dylan was supposed to be her friend, and yet he said she could never be with her. She is damaged. And then Dylan yells at her for believing he only wanted her for keks when he did all of these things, even invited her to meet his family. I can see how that can get a little bit confusing. But you know who has always the right wisdom? Moms. And Jamie's mom, she is back in town and she has an insight that will make things a bit more clear. Jamie, my daughter, it is clear you live in fear of repeating my mistakes. And Biz, the mother, agrees. She made some mistakes, so Jamie should learn from it. There is no perfect man that will just come and make it all better. And honestly, that's not someone Jamie would even want. She should be looking for a man to be her partner, someone to take on the world with. She looks at Jamie. You know who's my Prince Charming? You. And that touches Jamie. She can't believe her mom's word. She is her Prince Charming? Oh, that's why she ditches every time and only comes when she needs something? All right then. And while Jamie is experiencing a little growth, new levels of understanding that maybe, just maybe, there is no Prince Charming and she's been looking at the wrong things, Dylan himself is going through the process of becoming a better man. His dad is visiting, and this time, when he takes his pants off and sits at the restaurant, Jamie confronts his shame and takes his pants off and joins his dad. The two men just having lunch together with no pants on in a public restaurant. The world is built on them, so they deserve to act as they please. Now, Dylan gets to know something about his dad that will change how Dylan sees love forever. You see, his dad had a love before he met Dylan's mother, who, divorced and left them. It was actually the true love of his life, the one that got away. Dylan is confused. Why didn't he tell him before? That his mom was actually the second pick, and in reality, the fact that she left means nothing because his dad, in any case, was in love with someone else. His dad continues. He lost this love of his life because of something dumb he doesn't even remember anymore, and he never got over her. Honestly, son, I think that's also one of the reasons why your mother left. Self-awareness is good. Dylan is trying to grasp everything. So the fact that his mom left wasn't because she's a bitch and you can't trust women. It was simply because his dad never really loved her. It's clear he must not do the same mistake as his dad and let go of someone he genuinely cares about just because he is too proud of telling her how he really feels about her. And this is why men have problems learning the right things. I mean, instead of having a conversation about how his dad messed up with the mother of his children because, he created the fantasy of the one that got away due to his feelings of inferiority and how he should have worked on it. The conversation is, son, I made a mistake marrying your mom because there was actually a perfect girl for me, who he probably meant once, how it goes. And I didn't go after her. So you, my son, be better than me. Go after Jamie. Oh yeah, and he is suddenly fully himself at the exact moment Dylan needs him to help him get the girl. Boy, let's go get your girl. And sure, you might be all like, well, that's convenient. But hey, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Dylan is incapable of making decisions for himself. We saw it from the start of the movie. So this was the only way to actually get somewhere, okay? They get into the cab, but oh no, it is traffic. Not to worry though. A gay man to the rescue. Hey, it's me, a representation of a normal guy who is actually gay and is sexualizing every man he sees. It's a progression from the gay be like a girl representations in the past. They hop into his boat because, of course, there is suddenly a rush to get to Jamie. Is it true love if he doesn't have to prove himself in the last 10 minutes of the movie by overcoming traffic? But where is Dylan going? Where is he rushing? Jamie is at the train station. She is waiting for her mom because, fingers crossed, this time she is not gonna ditch. Just so the bee ditches again. Mom, sorry, sweetie. Jump. Wait, what? Jamie is confused. Why is everyone at the train station suddenly dancing? Oh my God, he didn't. And oh my God, she didn't. Wait, her mom tricked her again? I mean, shouldn't be surprising, but details. That's actually sad. Yes, Biz, Dylan pulled in some favors and he did the grand gesture of organizing a flash mob dance. Wait for it. At the train station from the movie she always liked, where the guy fights for the main lady. And not only that, bitch, the music stops and there is a guy holding a boom box with a song for her. Again, just like the rom-coms she loves to watch. And how she wished a guy would do that for her. And no, Dylan is not holding the radio because, he's avoiding lifting heavy things. He has people to do that for him. Jamie can't stop smiling. She can't believe it. What is this? Yeah, not only does Dylan have the privilege to stop everyone in their life and biz at the freaking train station, 90% of people are probably late. Except for you, Mary. We know your time management. Perfection. They also scream at each other from across the room because, that's how you do. Maybe this train station is actually like the Hogwarts one or for Harry Potter, just that this time it's not about magic. It's about love. Dylan finally decides that maybe it's good to step a little closer for his speech. Jamie, I'm sorry I got scared, but look what happened to my mom and dad. Of course I was scared. Oh, brother. Dylan, my man, to me it sounds like your mom was the victim in this whole situation, not your freaking dad. I can't stop thinking about you. Every time something happens, all I think about is how I'm gonna tell you about it. Every time someone curses, all he sees is her blinking. Because, that's what she does. She blinks when she curses. And also when her eyes need a little water, like biology, but details. And when I hear a kid's being cured of cancer, I pray it's not that douchebag doctor that ran out on you. Yes, somehow in these movies, there's always a real struggle to cater to a girl by just talking about her awesomeness, right? Somehow it has to be about how do I benefit from it, how I notice weird things about you, and how I want to be the man who protects you. Like Dylan, my man, couldn't you add just one or two of the, I love how you're not afraid to take risks. I love how you believe in love. Too much to ask? They run up to the top of the floor while the rest of the people are still causing delays. I miss you. I miss you too, but you were right. I am damaged. So what? I am too. Who cares? That's what makes it perfect. Dylan, my man, it doesn't. It doesn't. You still need to work through the basic of your individual problems. He drops on his knees and Jamie is freaking out. My man, let's calm down. I just found out that you actually have a sister and a dad. But shh, it's not what she thinks. Jamie, I want you to be my best friend again. Boy, what? What? Look, he is okay with never having sex with her again. It will be hard, but he wants his best friend back because he's in love with her. I'm confused. Jamie looks at Dylan, tears of joy in her eyes, under one condition. Kiss me. And that's how two strangers living on the opposite side of the world change the hookup culture forever. It's not just about sex, it's about finding your true partner. And yes, it might take some time, some patience, but if you really stick there, if you are always available, make things easy and fun, never ask anything about the person and still be best friends somehow, if you just let go of wanting it and are fine with settling, it will happen. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it probably won't.